It was, yeah, pretty funny stuff.
Anyways, we are done with the stalling tactics. It's time for the first match of the evening. Andyroo versus ChuckDaddyTeez. Now, did ChuckDaddyTeez, was that the company that made the shirt that Andyroo is wearing right now?
I have no idea.
It's entirely possible. I'd like to think so. That man over there looks like an entrepreneur.
He does.
He does. He is with the entrepreneur like, all right, just got off my main biz, just checked on the profit logs for my side business.
All right.
And now I'm ready to bust out some Falcon against some Wario. So this is a pretty strange matchup, to say the least. On one hand, Wario, pretty big body, and a Falcon loves, such a nice meaty target like that.
Right.
But at the same time, I look at some of the traits that Wario does have, right? And that's just the ability to consistently keep an opponent out, pestering them with tools like Bike, which is really useful against a character who's always looking for those grabs in particular. And, of course, that Nair coming up very quickly as well. But, Stefan, your thoughts on this matchup and things that we should be looking out for?
It's kind of an interesting matchup. Both characters are kind of explosive. Falcon, of course, got his extremely powerful punish game. Anytime he lands a really solid hit and it comes to lands a grab, can be putting out lots of damage. That knee, of course, is a very big call-out. The F smash, very, very strong, lots of range on it. Wario does not generally have as much consistent burst damage, but he does have the waft. And waft in this game really, really hurts.
Yeah, it takes a bit longer, I feel, in this game than it does in most iterations of Smash. But the payoff now is absolutely insane. I've seen people get one grab, combo that into a waft, and it doesn't matter what your percent is, you just die.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane. So if I'm ChuckDaddyTeez, I'm trying to figure out what's the quickest way that I can end these stocks. And Falcon definitely has that tool set to end stocks quickly. But what we're seeing now is ChuckDaddy having a tough time getting in, and he's going to have a tough time going forward in this match, losing that first stock. And that's going to put him pretty far behind. In general, you really want to make sure you are ahead of your opponent, but that goes double true against Wario, a character who is always on the clock. And when you are playing against that character, you certainly are on the clock as well.
Yeah, I mean, whenever it gets to a position like this, obviously you want his stock to be going the way, and if you don't do it too fast, now he's got that waft now. At any point in time, any one major mistake that ChuckDaddyTeez makes can lead to KO. Andyroo, however, firing a little bit too quick on that waft.
Yeah, definitely autopilot. That's the go-to, is when they fall down with the up air, they'll waft right afterwards. He was hoping that he could get the confirm right away, and ChuckDaddy did not fall for it. Now, getting the grab, and ChuckDaddy, he can actually breathe a sigh of relief. The waft is no longer in play. It's going to make him up a lot easier for him to make the comeback, but he's still trapped in this corner, Stefan.
Yeah, definitely got to find a way to make some on stage. Okay, that's a good chance. Now actually got his feet underneath him, but still getting pushed out to the ledge. Okay, does manage to slip through the pokes, but double roll. That is going to get caught by the bike.
While that bike is really solid against opponents who just go for those grabs, ChuckDaddy does have a solid tool set to punish the bike as well. I'd like to see some more aerials maybe to combat the bike rather than just standing still and getting clipped by it time and time again. Oh, going for the reverse Falcon punch. That was incredibly stylish, but maybe not the most optimal way to punish there.
Yep, definitely a Hail Mary. Getting a pretty good read on the rolls that ChuckDaddyTeez is doing.
The strongest hit, but getting that grab will allow Andy to be in a really nice position moving forward. We're noticing that ChuckDaddy is approaching that 150, actually crossing the 150 mark. Max Rage enabled. Falcon is on the thicker side, which is allowing him to live so much longer, but that weak waft will be more than enough.
Yeah, 160% at the edge of the stage. Doesn't take much.
Yeah, not much at all. Really not much at all. So looking back at that match, things that I noticed was we didn't see quick enough kill confirms from Teez.
Yeah.
He didn't seem like he had a very succinct punish game. And Andyroo, even though his punish game wasn't all that stellar, he did a very good job of playing the wait and punish game.
Yeah.
He understood that he would probably be the one who would be reacting in this matchup, and I liked his counterhits for most of Teez's approaches.
Actually, nice string there with the up throw into the bike throw afterwards.
Andyroo already up a game, and ChuckDaddy, is there a reason why you think he chose this particular counterpick?
I mean, I think the stage makes sense for a Falcon player. It's lots of room to run. a lot of Falcon's games based around, like, you know, being outside of your range and then being so fast that if you ever whip anything at all, he just whip punishes you. And then he grabs you, and then, you know, he throws you, and then you're getting hit by up airs and, like, neutral airs and possibly knees. So actually catching him on a stage like this can be pretty challenging.
From ChuckDaddy, I just want to see him mix up his approaches. Don't always run in with an attack. Maybe use some shield stops to throw off an opponent who is playing such a reactionary sort of style, throwing out hitboxes for you to run into.
Yeah, shield stops, safe, like, short hop aerials, even just, like, running forward and then short hopping backwards just to see what it is your opponent's going to do can be a really good way to, like, gauge their reactions and try to see what it is that they're looking for, what it is that they're trying to achieve.
Exactly. Once you have Andyroo starting to think twice, then you're going to be able to find these openings much easier. Andy, what all did that bite even cover? I felt like it covered just a whole suite of options, or maybe just that perfect get-up option that we saw Teez go for.
Yeah, definitely covered the get-up. Probably would have covered get-up attack as well. Roller jump probably would have went past it, but yeah, those two pretty solidly covered.
Oh, up air, that's going to be enough. Again, we're seeing that Teez is having such a tough time actually closing off the stocks. The punishes that we're seeing for him are these scrapped wins in neutral, whereas Andy is getting a lot more follow-ups as we're seeing now.
Oh, excellent bait on the air dodge. Jumping backwards instead of falling down with the aerial immediately.
But as you can see by the orange tint, the waft is now online. Andy, he just needs the falling up air. There it is, into the waft, and that's going to be the set. 2-0 in favor of Andyroo. He was going for it in that last game.
Yeah.
Finally able to confirm this time around.
Yeah, definitely got a good read on when Teez was going for those rolls, trying to slip out of the situation. And in a lot of situations, they weren't safe rolls, like in that one right there. He was directly above him whenever he started it. So it's not difficult for a character like Wario just to drift in and be like, oh, well, I reacted, and you're there, and you're vulnerable. So it's time for you to die.
Time to die.
Yeah.
Andyroo taking that with a very swift 2-0. Teez, if you're watching, definitely try to work on not only the grab follow-up punishes, but also the step of getting to the